boys and girls, welcome to this fantastic video. This one today is turn your textbook English into natural English with these 10 simple points. Of course, you want to make a big difference in your English. I'm going to help you do that. These 10 points can make your level go from here to here, literally within a day. This stuff is simple. It's just not often used by learners. As a native, I'm going to share with you what can make your English quite natural. All right, and let's go through this quite quickly, otherwise I will bore you to death because I can get it really excited when I speak about grammar and we don't want that happening. Okay, number one, pronunciation. ER at the end, if you want to have a really sexy sort of southeastern English accent like mine, for example, we don't say better, we say better, and you always finish the ER with an A. If you actually go to my video on Cockney English, you'll see this example again. So better, father, mother, often finishes with an A, and immediately people will hear, wow, you know, your English sounds really kind of quite natural, just from something as small as that. Number two, the word some. Such a small word can create such big problems. And there's obviously someone aggressive outside in their car. Now, we know some from elementary English, you know, used to be used with your uncountable or plural nouns. But this word actually has other uses as well. My favourite one to be natural is when you have something unknown or you don't care. For example, oh, there's some person on the phone for you. I don't know who it is. I don't care. Oh, where's John? He's in some restaurant with your wife. Let's go to some cafe, like I don't care which one. But we can actually also use this word very positively. I can say, oh, yesterday's party was some night, I really enjoyed it. That was some concert, that was just amazing. Like Dima Bilan is fantastic. Joke. Okay. Number three, something learners never ever use in English, but natives use all the time. They don't use question tags because question tags are cultural. Because we often like to ask ourselves sort of questions to confirm information, or we often expect people to agree with us because in England, for some reason, we don't like it when people disagree. And so the question tags, depending on your intonation, can sort of have that effect. So, for example, the weather's nice, isn't it? Like, yeah, it's fantastic. That meeting was really boring, wasn't it? Yeah, it was really boring. And the sort of area of question tags is actually very big, and I will make a video on this, but most of you know what question tags are. And if you're able to start using this in your English, they're quite simple, but it's just a big area. It will make a huge difference. Number four, something we natives do all the time, intensify your adjectives. So if you say something so basic, yes, dinner was nice. Well, yeah, dinner was really nice. Dinner was so nice. The word pointless, you know, like your existence is utterly pointless to me. You could say completely ridiculous, utterly ridiculous. Even with verbs, I quite like, I'm rather fond of. And we really use these intensifiers all the time in English because it's a way of creating sort of distance between, like, you know, me and the other person when I speak. And we don't like being direct in someone's face. So sometimes like a softener, like of an intensifier, quite like, fairly like, rather like, those are so common. And again, you just start using those with your adjectives in your verbs and it will make a really big difference. So as an example, I'm rather fond of, I quite like, adjectives, you are drop dead gorgeous, you're like so beautiful, your dinner was completely disgusting, okay? Number five, please stop using moreover and what's more in your spoken English. As native speakers, we rarely use them, maybe in very formal situations like a job interview or a business presentation, but generally in informal English or discussions, we don't use them at all. I prefer on top of that, even the word besides. This would be a lot more informal. Basically, these are called just your discourse markers, and there is a great book where you can find discourse markers by Michael Swan, Advanced Oxford English Grammar Course. It is my Bible. I'll put a link to that later. Number six, a lot of learners do not use the word reckon. Reckon means think, like what do you think, what do you reckon? We use it all the time. It's quite informal, so don't use it in maybe like a job interview or like I don't know, if you're having some business meeting. I can say, she's a lovely girl. What do you reckon? Yeah, your mum's lovely. Okay. Number 7. People love modal verbs. Teachers love teaching modal verbs because modal verbs are simple to use, relatively simple to use. However, they are overused sometimes because quite often we natives like these two words, manage to and to be allowed to. So for example, I could say, could you do the tasks today? Correct, it's fine, but to be more natural I would say, did you manage to do your task today? Now there is some grammar behind this, which I'm not going to explain so much, maybe in another video. But you know, even with allowed to, if you say, oh, I can't come out tonight because my parents have forbidden me, even though I'm like 37, I can say, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to go out tonight. I'm not allowed to drink because I'm driving. So it's a really nice alternative to can't. Okay. Number 8. I hate it when people go, so do I, and like, I like chicken, so do I hate chicken, so do I was a woman when I was younger, so was I. They're not difficult, they are quite natural if you're in a sort of formal situation, but I prefer me too, because you can't make a mistake. I am a man, me too. I was a man, me too. I will be a woman tomorrow, or me too. You can also say me as well, like I was a man, oh me as well. And if you want to sort of speak negatively, then you can say me neither. Like, I don't like Burger King as much as McDonald's. Oh, me neither. Okay, and you can't make a mistake. I wasn't a man when I was younger. I was a woman. Oh, like me neither. And if you want to be really chav, or the Russian word gobnik, you can say me and all. Like me and all. Like me and all. Like, I'm really happy today. Yeah, me and all. Me and all. I wouldn't advise using that me and all in an exam. People would think you're a bit strange. Number 9, instead of always saying would like, you can say the word fancy. Is so common. It's a lovely word. It's the kind of word old people say. And I'm getting old, so I say it quite a lot now. For example, what would you like for dinner? What do you fancy for dinner? Don't forget, you're going to have an infinitive, a gerund after this. What do you fancy having for dinner? What do you fancy doing today? It's a really nice synonym of would like, okay? And it's quite informal, but it's really pleasant. You can easily use this in an exam, okay? Number 10, this is the ultimate one, connected speech. Connected speech is basically when you do not pronounce each individual unit of sound because no one speaks like that. For example, if I say, what is for dinner? The for in normal spoken English is like, what's for dinner? Can you hear? What's for dinner? Now, I'll show you here, there is a fantastic book to practice your connected speech. It's quite hard to find, but I'm sure you can find it online if you want to buy it. It's called the Authentic Listening Resource Pack, okay? And it's by Mark Hancock and Annie MacDonald, because I can see them on the back. And I've used this with my students, and it's really hard, but it really trains your ear to listen to connected speech, that fast speech pattern, like, what are you going to have for dinner? Like here, what do you reckon? What do you reckon? Not what do you reckon, what do you reckon? This is connected speech, and this is how we speak, and you've got to get used to it. That's why people are scared of watching films in English, because of this. But the more you practice, the more you get used to it. And you know, you can start using connected speech, especially if you get this book, find it, buy it, and go through it. Okay, so that's this video done. Hope that was useful. Subscribe, thumbs up, tell your cats and dogs, everyone you know, and I'm going to make some more videos now. Have a good day.